I'm just waiting for Damien to connect. It worked!
You
Oh
got
my god, it worked
it?
again! Yeah, this is
Oh, love it.
brilliant.
Good stuff.
What's the story?
Never even done a Facebook
I
Live. Never
know,
mind
this is actually
the location one.
this is the first time that I've actually got it to work. Like I've tried to test it out, but this is like the first time that I've actually done it. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Brilliant. This is so
How
cool
do I get
because
my own head off the screen? Keep
what's
looking at me fucking self. How do I get my own head off the screen?
yeah.
Keep looking at myself. Can't do it.
It's good. I'm tiny on my screen, so it's good. It's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is amazing because
it's
now
cool.
this means that like I can do interviews with people that are like in the States and stuff. It's pretty sick. It's cool. It's good.
Without you hobbling about on that.
I know, yeah. Well, I got my cast off yesterday. Like I finally got it off, so
Nice.
I'm like I'm good to walk on. Just have to start my physio and stuff. But yeah,
Deadly.
focus, yeah.
Deadly.
I'm gonna try and turn.
No rolling, just
No, yeah, no, like no training, no jiu-jitsu, no MMA. Definitely no MMA sparring for a while because I yeah, I've got an ankle full of like metal at the moment, so
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But so yeah, how's things?
All good, all good. So I had a busy morning down the gym because Lindsay and Austin are just after going off on holiday. So busy morning down the lab and then just chilling now. I'm gonna go do my second session down in Elite, like down in the kickboxing gym,
Yeah,
and then back to work for the season.
good stuff. So how is things going? So if anyone's watching, and they saw the vlog that I done last week at the lab, Performance and Nutrition, this is Damien's gym alongside Lindsay Doyle and Austin Radigan as well. So how's everything going?
Yeah, well, all's good. Yeah, all's great. Like it's open about a month and a bit now, and yeah, it looks good.
Good stuff.
It's really good. Like it's exactly what we thought it was going to be. Lindsay and Austin are heading off now for 2 weeks. They had this planned, well in advance.
Yeah.
I've been slagging, giving them stick. Like, what's the story?
Legging
Open
it
the
at
gym.
their, geez,
Hey, you're
at their
gone
final
for 2 weeks. Like.
hurdle.
Yeah. So they're gone. So the downsides of them being a couple, which is great,
Leaving you
so
in
they're
touch.
gone now.
But it looks great. I was actually super impressed. Like I
Yeah,
knew it
yeah,
would be. I knew you guys would have like a top of the range gym, but it's actually when you walk
yeah,
in and you see it, it's like it's a top of the
yeah.
range gym, and then when you realize it's your guys, it's like amazing.
Yeah, yeah. No, we were the same to a certain extent. Like I always wanted something really crisp, but as it was going stage by stage, getting better and better. It just all of a sudden became immaculate, like out of nowhere.
Yeah,
It was a slow progress, but it became amazing. Like, yeah, thanks to loads of people like my dad and stuff behind the scenes, just grafting,
yeah.
just doing absolutely everything. Me, Austin, Lindsay, just standing there like dopes with paintbrushes. Nothing we can do. And so that's about it.
How
There's
important do you think?
we didn't do much to be honest. Like so.
How important do you think, like, obviously having that family element is because you guys do have a really strong family unit as well,
Yeah, yeah. No, it's really important, for things like this. Like Lindsay and Austin, we're all self-employed, so Lindsay and Austin are going off on holidays now, and then I've got their back while they're away, and I know it'll be the same when they're going off because it is tough. There's no holiday pay,
Yeah,
so things that need to be done. They're the upsides of having a partnership,
yeah,
because if they were on their own, if Austin was on his own, Lindsay was on her own, I was on my own. When holidays come around, it's your clients have to go on a break, and thank God knows you don't know if they're going to come back.
yeah. No, you guys have a lot. I think all your clients would be terrified, like, not to come back because you guys do such a great job, They get the fear.
Yeah.
But
Head off them.
yeah. Driving past the gaff. Here, get back down to that gym.
Yeah.
But so yeah, like I wanted to get you on. I wanted to talk to you before we get talking about fighting. Paul Bishop has just left you a message. I'm in work, so I can't listen. But if Damian Darker is running his mouth, I might have to commit retirement. You know it, Bish. Absolutely, absolutely.
Fishy couldn't even ankle lock you now, Lydia. Never mind, bash me.
We'll tell him that. We'll tell him that.
He's a mouth.
I'll give him a little like there.
He's a mouth.
But yeah, so tell us about
That's
the
it.
next fight coming up.
The 17th of June now on Cage Legacy in Drogheda.
Yeah.
So looking forward to it. It's about 2 weeks now this Saturday. So fighting Chris Meaney. He's from Newry Muay Thai, I think. He has a few MMA fights. So it's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah. Sick. Have you been to a Cage Legacy
really
show
looking forward.
before?
No, I missed the last one. I think I've seen it on. I think it was your Snapchat. I've seen the last one. I think it was it was on your Snapchat. I wasn't at the last one. I would have seen it. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a good night. It's going to be a good show. Do you know anything about your?
I was supposed to be on the last one actually. I was supposed to be on the last one, but it was short notice because I was supposed to be fighting in Birmingham 2 weeks before that, and then the fight in Birmingham fell through the fight week, and then Cage Legacy Ronto was trying to get us on the show, but just couldn't get matched with the short notice, you know. But they were dying to have us on, so they matched us quite quick for this show to make sure they guaranteed us on it, which is great.
Do you still have a hard time getting matched?
Yeah, it is. It's like the reason why I came from the kickboxing, the full kind of kickboxing. I wanted a new challenge, and the K1 seemed to be booming. There was shows left, right, and centre, and there is still shows, but just not the numbers in the division that I thought there was. You know, it's the same kind of names, just keep going around in circle and stuff. But I suppose it's a small pond, and that's why I want out of the domestic scene as quick as I can. You know.
Yeah. So the plan is to go international.
Yeah. Try and get have these 2 fights now. It's been a long layoff, so hopefully these 2 wins, and then probably go on holiday, try and get something to mentally relax. Cause even though I haven't had a fight in ages, I've still been training and been mentally prepared for fights, and then they falling through. So it still takes a toll on you. So once these 2 are out of the way, I'll probably head off for a little bit during the summer, and then have a few more fights at the end of the year, wherever. Probably still be domestically take English fights if they come up, and then we'll really try and push on now next year. You know, try and get some big fights.
Do you find a difference with the kind of the way that the shows are run, like over here, and then kind of when you go away? Like, I know that a lot of MMA fighters, when they go to fight in Russia or Poland, they come back and they're kind of blown away by how they're treated, how the show is put on, the amount of support and fans that are over there. And a lot of times it has a lot to do with the money that these, promotions have, that they're able to have that luxury. But do you notice it yourself in kickboxing?
Yeah, definitely on the domestic scene. There's only so far, like when promoters are onto me, and I don't want to be I'm not pricing myself out of fights, but I value myself, and I think I bring something to shows that promoters want, so I have promoters asking me to be on the show, and I'm not pricing myself out of fights, but I'm not getting in and fighting for 100 quid, 200 quid, so but then I understand their point of view at the same time. Like it's a small show, in Ireland there's not many massive shows, so trying to get out, and like I seen you were covering that show where was that show that Norman Park was fighting at?
KSW.
Yeah, Jesus, Jesus Christ, like what a crowd,
It was like, because his manager Rodney was like, if I send you, like, I wasn't there, but he was like, if I send you videos, would you mind putting them up? And I was like, of course. And then he was sending me stuff just for myself, just like, take a look at this. And he was showing me the venue, and I was like, dude, I'm putting that up. Like, that is incredible. Like 60,000 people, like sold out show. Like, it was like the Olympics. They had at the start, like, they had all the fighters come up on like these sort of it was like remember that TV show Gladiators? Like, they come up on like these spotlights come in and stuff. Like, it was incredible, and Norman was just like,
absolutely. That's the show you want to be on. You want to be on shows like that, but obviously we need a stage. And I truly and honestly believe that kickboxing hasn't been marketed right in here, and promoters will know. I'll talk to them and I want to be pushing it as best I can. I want to be the face of it. I want to push kickboxing and K1 in Ireland as much as I can, because we need a break. I mean, it just needs to be marketed over here. You look at the shows like that, and it's all MMA, and MMA, like even Bellator coming to the Tree Arena and all that.
Yeah.
I want that to be kickboxing. I want Bellator kickboxing to come to the Tree Arena like that. We need it, because not like I respect MMA, completely respect it, and the ground side of the stand up, all the elements in it. But I still see what the fans see, and when I go to MMA events, and there are MMA fans there, and they know exactly what they're watching. But there's a lot of people that just like when they're standing.
Yeah.
Lads going toe to toe, standing up, and when it goes to the ground, you can hear the muttering starting in the crowd, and the crowd don't really know what they're watching.
Yeah.
So I see a huge market for the K1. It's just strictly stand up, but it just hasn't been marketed right like the MMA. And you need someone like Conor. Conor's taken obviously the MMA to a total different level, and that's what's made it so big in Ireland.
Yeah.
I would love to be the person to do that for kickboxing, and it needs that kind of it needs someone to take it and just get the ball rolling, and promoters to come here with big shows like that, and like they're mainly in Eastern Europe and all that. Poland has a few big shows and whatnot. We just need one of them to come over here and have a big show and chance their arm and try the Tree Arena and see how it goes, because I really think it would be a hit here.
What would you do differently? Like what like, because obviously Conor, the success of it, obviously the success of MMA is down to Conor's, fighting talent, you know what I mean? Or like his fighting skill, but also the way that he is and the way that he's able to market himself and all the rest, When you say you'd like to be like that for kickboxing, knowing you're not that, you're extremely humble, quiet, you like to keep your head down and work hard and just let your results do the talking. So, do you feel like you would need to be like Conor, or like what would you do to kind of bring kickboxing to the front?
I wouldn't force something, like it's like Conor says. Well, I wouldn't be like, I'm not trash talking, I'm true talking when I say it. If I say something about someone, I'm not being a dickhead and just trying to slag them off. I'm trying to be as true as I am and just tell them how I see it. Like, and that's why very rarely you'll hear me trying to trash talk. It's just true talk. I'm just trying to tell people how I see it. And I wouldn't be changing my persona just to try and be like Conor. All respect to him. 1 in a million, in a billion, to be honest. And people need to realise that. I know people are chasing their dreams, but Conor is 1 in a billion. You only come across those people like Katie Taylor. You can't be a sheep then and try and follow that blueprint, because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen in a fighting career again. It's not going to happen. People think it's just as easy to follow it. It's not going to happen. So there hasn't been one of them in K1. So that's why I've got my own path. I don't care if everyone follows the MMA path. All respect to them and let them do whatever the hell they want. But I see a path with the K1 and a market that hasn't been targeted here yet. And I don't think I need to be in mouth. I think if we can get a few more highlight reel moments and that exciting style, I don't need that with me mouth.
Yeah, exactly, and I'd agree, definitely. Before we go on, Diarmuid Obukla has just said, what happened with Derry Guinan? Were you not meant to fight him?
Yeah, I was meant to fight Derry, and then he had to cancel. He had to pull out of the fight about 3 weeks ago. So they got the replacement. I don't know what it is. They didn't give us a reason or anything. I didn't hear anything about injuries or anything. But yeah, hopefully he's all right and everything's okay. Because I didn't get nationwide, and maybe we can do it again.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy, Derry. He's very sweet. So that's the next show. And then what is the show after Cage Legacy then? What was the next one?
The CRC in the Roy venue.
Yeah, of course.
Remember you were at the lab?
The guys from Phantom Gym.
No, in December. Yeah, Phantom Gym. Yeah, they're running it. That show. They run a great show in the Roy venue. Like, so. I was just out with them there.
You fought on that card quite a bit, haven't you? You've done their shows.
Yeah, I fought on that two shows ago. The one they had in December. They've had one since that, but I was away. Unfortunately, I was away in Manchester. But I fought on the one in December against a really good Polish opponent that came over from Poland. It was a great fight. I got the decision and then won their 78 kilo pro title on that show. So I'll be defending that now on the 2nd of July.
Good stuff. I know we're talking about promotions and going international and stuff like that. Do you have a promotion that would be the goal? For MMA, the majority is like the UFC. Do you have a promotion that you'd love to be on?
Yeah, Glory or Bellator. The two biggest, yeah, Glory or Bellator, either one of them. I'm not refusing either. I'm not gonna be picking one. That's the goal. I'm not in it to be fighting. Like, obviously these local shows are what make it. These are the grassroots shows that you need to be on. But I'm not doing it for 10 years. I'm not being on the shows for 10 years ago. I'm lucky I have a job. And I'm doing the fighting. Obviously, I want to make it big, but I'm not gonna be doing it for the sake of a few pounds, over 10 years, because I have the gym and I have a job. But I do see a path, so I'm gonna just keep following that hopefully we get there after a few years, and I'll just gain that experience and then hopefully break through.
Do you still have inspirations, or do you still have like fighters that you look up to or try to be like, you know, because when you're younger, we all kind of have people we aspire to be like, but when you get older, that kind of fades away a little bit. But what about yourself?
I have a few people that like just similar styles that are kind of a more like a few fighters in Glory, like Nicky Holtzkin would be one. He fights in Glory a lot, and his style and his calmness is something I admire. Then Giorgio Petrosian, he's another fighter. I went to a seminar of his there last year. Actually, he was over in Ireland, and it was great. And he's another fighter now. He's a southpaw, so he's obviously a bit different to himself. But his calmness and, you know, doing everything basic and everything so right is something I admire. You know, trying not to be wasting a lot. So trying to take from everyone, you know, and then try and have my own flair to it. Like.
What's the one thing that you've learned so far, like experience wise? You know, obviously your technique.
I'll be calm spinning every fucking 10 seconds.
Good.
That's the first one. Don't be fucking spinning kicks. Throw a jab. Jab might work better.
I know they have spinning kicks, though. You're kind of infamous for them now, so they're kind of working. But you know, outside.
Oh, they might all fucking slag when they miss. When they fucking land, they're going to sleep, and they won't be fucking slagging then, you know. So I'll put a start though. I put a start like I'll fucking. It's as easy as throwing a jab. So if I see the opportunity, I'll throw it. But I know when I fucked up in fights, I know like I got carried away. And my coach Glenn always said, like he always says, he knows when I'm listening and when I'm not. And that night he knew I wasn't on. Like he says, it was just tunnel vision. I just came back to the corner and I was just looking through him. He was like, "Don't be doing that," you know. And he knew I was going to go back out and throw that spinning kick again. He just knew I wasn't listening. And you laugh about it afterwards, and you learn from it.
Would he not give out to you? Would he not give out to you afterwards? Be like, you know, what's his coaching style like?
Yeah, no, it's quite laid back. He knows when I need a psyching up and when I don't, you know. Little head to head in the corner, and you know, focus, get your shit together, but nothing major, because that's not my style. I don't want to be going in there all pumped up, you know. I'd rather stay calm. And play the event as much as possible. The more you build it up, and that's why I don't like having these big gaps between fights, because it's just in your head. You build it up like, so it's nice now to have this fight 2 weeks after this one, because it's like, right, get this one out of the way, on to the next one, bang, and then a holiday. You know, just things to keep my mind occupied rather than building one fight up for 6 months in your head. You know. Yeah.
What is the kind of mental? Like what goes through your head in those 6 months if you're training hard, you're doing great sparring, you know, everything's going well, but you're just not fighting? What's the kind of mental aspect like in that kind of way?
It's frustrating more than that, you know, because you kind of going, what am I peaking? Am I wasting this time? You know, like you don't get paid for sparring in the gym, you know, so you don't want to be going all out sparring for 3 months while you're not waiting on a fight, you know, and feeling great and killing each other in the gym, because it doesn't mean nothing, you know. So I'd rather just fight. So I always try and have something. I'm always trying and always fit. It's just about upping the levels, like, you know, 3 weeks out from a fight. So I can always take a fight short notice. I don't cut a lot of weight. I don't do anything like that. So if I can get 3 weeks notice right as a fight, I'll just get 2 solid weeks of sparring in, and I think I'm ready to go, you know.
Yeah. So I suppose, like, you know, I'm kind of obsessed with like the mental aspect of fighters, and like trying to understand why fighters fight, because the more fighters that I meet, the more different answers I get back on like, why do you fight? Like, what is it for you? Is it competition? Is it like the element of fighting, just enjoy fighting? Like, what is it for you that you want to be competing and that active all the time?
I was doing it just since I was so young, kind of. It's like I was doing it, started taekwondo when I was 4, and then just competing regularly, not wanting to do it, and then doing it, and then the buzz you get off of that is more the thing that becomes addictive. I know this it sounds weird to people when they're always asking me, do you like fighting? And I'm going, I do and I don't. I don't like, if you're getting the head punched off you, you're not going to say you like fighting, you know. And if I like fighting, I'll be out starting fights every weekend, you know. But I don't like fighting. I love the competitive nature of it. Obviously when things are going great and you feel nice and comfortable in the ring, it's heaven. But I know the sport can change in a second, so you can't. I don't say I love fighting. I love that competitive nature and I love winning.
Yeah.
Like that's the main, that buzz off of winning that becomes addictive. You know, actually fighting and physically punching and kicking each other and all that. Although I do enjoy it training wise and all that, you can't say you actually physically enjoy the you know, getting punched in the face. You know,
Yeah.
like it's not me, and I'm not going to say, oh, I love fighting and try and act a hard man.
Yeah.
I just enjoy winning, enjoy that buzz of competing, and you know, as I said, 5 minutes before the fight goes, and you're kind of going, Jesus, what am we doing? You know, you're looking out the window and there's lads going shin on shin with each other, and you're going, fucking hell, get me out of here! Like,
I could be in the cinema with my girlfriend. Get me out of here! Like, do you ever?
That's it. Like, I want to get something.
Do you ever get a moment of compassion? Like, you know, like obviously I've only ever competed in jiu-jitsu, and you have that thing where you can feel in a fight when you're winning, and you can feel when that other person has quit, and you know, you can feel if you have the sort of upper hand, shall we say, in a way, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever get a kind of moment of compassion when you're really kind of, you know, hurting someone, I suppose? Does it ever come into your head, or is it just fight or flight the whole time?
Yeah, fight or flight. When you're in there now, you see a split second, you know, it's weird. There's that killer instinct in you, and then that viciousness isn't in me as a person, but it's just when you're in there, you know, it is killed and it just has to be done in that split second. You see a bit of weakness that has to be finished, but yeah, it's nothing personal. It never is, and that's what I was saying about not getting psyched up. If I go in there trying to be taking someone's head off, it's never going to happen. You know, it's so cliche, but if you're looking for the shot, it's not coming. Yeah. So my last DRC show, I was really calm. I was nervous, really nervous, because I knew how good the opponent was, but it was probably my best performance. You know, I wasn't loading up on anything, and I was dying to just build on that, but it hasn't. There's been a huge gap in fights, but I'm looking forward to getting these two now in quick succession and building on it. Like.
Right, before we go on, your promoter, Cage Legacy Kickboxing's asked predictions for the fight for your.
I was saying, I know Chris is. People say he's strong, so I'm expecting him to be coming out all guns blazing, like. But I'm very confident in my guard. You know, I think of a really tight guard, and someone will be doing well now to catch me flush. Let him prove to me that he has the power that people say he has. You know, because I'm not gonna believe the hype. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll be nice and tight first round. I'm gonna be looking for a late stoppage. You know, I believe I'll be too tactical and too fit. Especially with the weight cut. He usually fights at 85, so I hope he's not in shape and sweating, doing a sweat for 85, because gonna have a hell of a cut if he's coming down to, and this at 81.5 now, so it's easy for me. I'll make weight tomorrow if I had to. So, I'll have loads in the tank, so I'll be there ready to go for the 3 rounds. So you know, I'm looking forward to it.
Super. So obviously you're talking about you know, the weight cut and him coming down and cutting water and all that. Obviously your day job is as a personal trainer at the lab, performance and nutrition. Part of that is obviously nutrition, and you know, you yourself, Austin, Lindsay, will be experts in cutting weight, especially for athletes, especially for fighters. What's your opinion on that, you know, cutting weight and seeing people kind of, you know, cutting like 15, 20 pounds, you know, like cutting water weight? You know, there was a whole, when the amateur rule set came in for amateur fighters in MMA, you know, there was a lot of complaints about same-day weigh-ins. You know, me personally, I think it's a great idea because it stops, you know, it makes people fight at their own weight as opposed to like cutting ridiculous amounts like off their walk around. What's your opinion on the whole thing?
Yeah, like people are always gonna want an advantage, so that's where the whole doing the sweat thing came from. You know, people just trying to get an advantage on the night. I fought kickboxing for years on same day weigh-ins, and that became the norm kind of. It was tough now. So I like the day before weigh-ins. I think it's great, but I think people are just crazy what they do to their bodies. You know, they're just so uneducated about things for as we talked about earlier on, for the sake of, you know, money, for the sake of a few £100 on a domestic show. People are, and people do it in the amateurs, never mind the pros. People do it and are not even getting paid. and it's absolutely crazy, like, you know. So
Your,
they're putting their life on hold, miserable for 3 months, probably coming up to a fight, thinking they're Conor McGregor getting fucking, you know, hundreds of thousands. That's going to be their living for the year.
yeah.
They're only getting, you know, pennies, and then they're getting probably sparked out, and then back to square one. They're going to balloon up 20 kilos, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I walk at 82, you know, 83. I walk at that, and I fight at 78. This is at 81 and a half. You know, I'm in sweating distance all the time. If that way,
Yeah.
I don't mind sweating, doing a sweat, because you can do a 2 kilo. I do a 2 kilo sweat comfortably, and that's kind of what I always aim to hit from my fights. I don't like dropping 3s or 4s or 5s. You know, like it's a bit too drastic for me. So 2 is always comfortable. I always think 2 kilos is fine, but people just do drastic stuff to their body, you know, for the sake of one fight. They're going to balloon up and they're not going to fight again. I don't cut a lot of weight because I want to be active. You know, I don't believe that me fighting twice a year is going to get me noticed. So I want to be fighting every month, every 2 months. So cutting weight isn't going to help me cause to try and get noticed, you know.
Yeah. Just got another question there from Kevin Anderson. He just asked, is a Derry Guinan fight not happening? And Damo,
not happening, Kevin. Yeah, he pulled out. Not too sure of the issue, but hopefully everything's all right with him, and then we'll see. It might happen down the line, but hopefully I'll be on to bigger and better things, to be honest.
Do you get people calling you out at all? Are you that type of fighter?
No, not really.
I think that's down to how good you are, and people are kind of like, you know, you do have pullouts quite a bit. But is it anything? Do you think it's to do with how good a fighter you are, or do you think it's to do with the fact that whole kind of demeanor is like very polite, very respectful, you know, kind of like the true martial artist in a way? Do you have an opinion on it?
I think more people will probably start taking the fight just because your name's out there a little bit more, you know. Like it's still nowhere near where I want it to be, you know. Obviously I want to be growing all the time and make my name bigger and bigger, but I think people they're a bit more willing to take the fight now, you know, because my name's out there a bit more, and they see me as a good win to have on the record, whereas before, and still now to a certain extent, the big names are like, you know, if that, like, what's that to me, you know. I don't have anything to win if I beat this guy, you know, like, so that's why I want to get more recognition and bigger fights, because then I'll be able to get fights easier, you know, whereas now at the minute and the domestic scene, there's a lot more bigger fights kind of not happening because the people that are around donkey's years don't want it. They think there's nothing to gain from fighting me, you know. So
yeah.
But hopefully that will improve over the next few years, a few big scalps, and then get on to bigger shows, you know.
Have you ever been tempted to make the change to MMA?
No. Never. It's so weird. Never, not once. It's so strange. Hold on, just make sure this phone's charging.
Yeah, no worries.
There, Rory. No, never. I don't know what it is. It's like if I go and watch anything, even if I go and watch a football game, it's just weird. It's that competitive nature of me. I leave going, Jesus, do you see that crowd? I want to be a footballer. Like,
yeah,
I never get that watching them.
Really?
I don't know. I never get that. So that's how I know I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I respect it, and I know it's, you know, it's true fight. It's true fight, and you know, there's no limits on it, but it's just not the position. Like I said, I don't want to fight. I don't want to be in street fights out on the street. You know, they're too messy. But I see those kind of real situations in MMA, and it's like, no, I don't want to be in that sloppy kind of scramble to the floor. You know, I don't want to be doing that. I'm just a martial artist. I'm just a realist. You know, I just want stand up fighting and just a good knock on the feet. I don't want to be, you know, rolling around the floor and stuff. And all respect to jiu-jitsu, it's an amazing martial art. MMA itself is an amazing martial art. No disrespect to either of them, but it's just not something that I want to do. So, and I'm not sheep. I'm not following the bandwagon. You know, make me own.
Because we are seeing quite a bit that, like, you know, guys that have won lots of, like, you know, competitions in kickboxing, K1, in judo. Like, they've kind of seen the craze of MMA, and then they're like, okay, well, look, I'm going to give this a try. I'm already kind of established in one art form. let's try and see, like, you know, can I make a career out of doing it in MMA?
Yeah, yeah, it's because, again, it's because they feel that that's where the money
Yeah,
is, you know, and it's all down to Connor. Like, it's all down to Connor doing it. Like, look at how many other, you know, amazing Irish mixed martial artists there's been, and then, you know, they're not sitting comfy, you know,
yeah,
they're not like Connor is. Connor is one in a billion, and I keep saying it. Like, it's people just think that's, oh, just get to the UFC and I'm made. You know, it's not the case. Like, look at the amount of amazing fighters that UFC has had, and you hear about them all talking about their pay and stuff. You know, they can barely get by and stuff. You know, people think it's as easy as just making it to UFC and then you're made. It's not. You need to have the whole package. You know, and you need to be the first to do it. And Connor is kind of the first to do it. You know, the first Irish person trash talking, and Pete, you need to be the first to do it. Same with Katie Taylor in the women's boxing. The things she's done for women's boxing, people will try and follow suit and they won't.
yeah.
So I'll be trying to do that in the K1 world or something similar, just to get a break, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Just got another question in there from Oisin McCabe, who's the head coach at Compound Martial Arts. Do you plan on crossing
Yeah,
over to Thai rules also, or is your plan to pursue the biggest stage at K1?
yeah, K1, yeah, just K1, strictly K1. Again, I'm just gonna be real, and I'll tell you exactly how I see it. The same as I'm saying, I don't care what people think when I say I don't want to be in a scramble going to the floor in K1. People, MMA lads, be like, oh, he's a bitch. I don't care.
Yeah,
You know, they can say whatever they want. That's me, you know, true talking. I don't want to be in that scramble. Just let's stand up and just fight, and that's how I see it. Obviously, they enjoy that. I just tell, I'm not going to lie and just say no, not give you a reason for me wanting to do MMA. And the exact same thing with toy boxing. I don't want to be getting elbowed in the face,
yeah,
you know, for a few £100. Why, you
yeah,
know, elbows are nasty. Elbows are nasty, straight
yeah.
up, you know. Like, why would you know, the toy boxer's fighting for a few £100 again, and an elbow is as easy as a jab. Fair enough, you can get kneed in the face in K1, but you should see that knee coming. If you get caught with it, it's your own fault. That's the way I see it. With an elbow, you can throw an elbow as easy as you throw a jab,
Yeah.
and you've got a laceration across your eye for the sake of £200.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
That opens up every time you fight.
Yeah, that, like, leave that to the toy boxers. No interest in that whatsoever. And I think, like, toy boxing's an unbelievable martial art again, and, like, no disrespect to MMA, toy boxing, anything, like, you know, they're all amazing, and people, I'm just, you know, a true martial artist, and I just prefer the K1 side of things, just to stand up, because I come from full contact kickboxing, so the K1 transition was easier, and I just prefer it. I'm just going to stick with it and have a path in my mind, and I'm going to just go for it, rather than trying to, you know, follow another path that doesn't exactly suit me. You know, as you said, a lot of kickboxers go on the MMA route and stuff. Like, I don't think that suits me, and I don't think it's me best path, my best chance. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go with what I think my best chance is.
Sick. I just got another question there from Zer Guliev. Sorry if I didn't get your there, Zer. Can you ask Damian to comment a little on that spectacular performance he gave last year against Lee McKibben? Damian's got great potential if he ever did decide to pursue MMA. I think he's got a very impressive stand-up. So just your comments on your fight with Lee McKibben is what Zara's after.
Yeah, Lee was a solid competitor. It was a really good fight. 3 hard rounds. Like, really, you know, people see the knockout and think just see that, but the fight was, like, as Zara was saying there, you know, he's saying performance, which is good. That shows me that he's seen the whole fight. It wasn't just a knockout, because it was a really hard fight, forward and back fight. You know, I thought it took the first round, second round, Lee was coming on strong, but I remember he got a standing 8 count, so that was in my head. It was like, right, I know of it, you know, a 10-8 round or maybe a 9-8 round there, so still taking the round, you know, things like that. So all this is going through my head in the fight.
Yeah.
And then he came on strong in the round, and then the knockout was sweet, you know, even more sweet because the fight was so competitive. But I felt I had grown, like, you know, tenfold compared to my first fight. You know, I was literally a kickboxer in my first fight, and I felt a lot more comfortable in the second fight. So I was happy. I was happy with the performance, and the knockout was just the icing on the cake. Like.
Yeah. Is there a preference when you go into a fight? Like, obviously, we all want to knock out, we all want the highlight reel, but for yourself, in terms of, like, the effort and the commitment that you've put into it, your fight camp, is it more rewarding if you've had a really good, strong performance, or if you've got, like, almost like a lucky knockout. You know what I mean?
Yeah, solid performance. Like, yeah, a solid performance is much more gratifying. Like, my CRC fight, and that I keep going back like that. I felt that was my most well-rounded performance, against a top quality competitor. Like, you know, he was unbeaten at the time, and he was really really good. I remember I looked him up on YouTube when I got the fight confirmed and stuff, and I knew I was in for a good scrap. And he was really really shit hot. Like, he was really relaxed, really coming on strong. So I knew what to be expecting, and I just feel like that kind of opponent brings the best out of me, and I knew I couldn't load up on something. He was just so relaxed. He'd be slipping out of things if I was trying to load up on it, and so
Yeah.
I was just trying to keep it really tight and weather the storm. And I felt it was just the strength, fitness, that kind of thing, took its toll and got me the decision that night, because I felt we were the stronger fighter, pressing forward, holding the centre of the ring a bit more. And I think through the K1 kind of judging, I think that's what's got us the decision. But I was more happy with that than I was with the knockout. And I know it sounds weird, but it's because of my performance, and I can see a bit of growth in my style and growing as a K1 fighter. Because that wasn't a year. Doing K1, so I felt a lot happier with that than I did the first time. Because in the McKibben fight, I got caught with a few things, a front kick in the mouth, and all sorts of things that there was still gaps. My legs were in bits afterwards and all, and it wasn't as bad after the CRC fight. So things like that were bonuses. Like, or something. Can you hear us? Yeah, we can. There, I think that's keep stopping. There we go.
Sorted.
Yeah, back. Yeah, back now. Yeah.
This is like the trouble with live Facebook Live. Your connection goes. I was like, swear.
Yeah, we're back now. We're back.
But listen, before I let you go, because obviously we are talking about Cage Legacy Kickboxing that you're fighting on June 17th.
Yeah.
June 17th, at the Barbican or is it the TLT?
Drogheda. No, the Barbican.
Yeah, the Barbican in Drogheda. Yeah. But what I want to ask you was, what one thing have you learned outside of technique, outside of kind of the actual physical aspect of training, since you have started training? Like, what one thing have you taken with you?
Be kind of respect and hard work more than anything. Like, not being given anything. You have to work for everything. So like, you know, I've brought that over even from the kickboxing side of things, and not disrespecting K1 fighters and thinking you can just jump in. You know, it was, you know, making sure you put the hours in. You can't be taking that for granted. So hard work will be one thing. Making sure you have to, you know, work at everything. You're not going to be handed anything. The training side of things, you know, is, as I said, that hard work thing. It just becomes a daily thing, that it's a daily habit, so to speak, like from being brought as a kid, you know, just training. It just becomes a daily routine, training. Sometimes you mightn't want to go. You're just being dragged. You know, it sounds weird, and sounds like nowadays I think parents are a little bit too lenient with their kids. The kids playing football, don't bring them.
Yeah.
And they need to be pushed a little bit, so it becomes a daily routine, and that would be something that they'll understand going forward. It just becomes a daily activity that's a healthy routine. You know, when am I going to train today? It becomes a daily routine. And then the etiquette from the sport, you know, like I started in Taekwondo, was very, very etiquette based. You know, it was a traditional martial art, a lot more traditional than kickboxing is now. You know, like kickboxing's only around since the 80s or something. So
Yeah.
You still there? You still there, Lydia?
I'm still there. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Yes, sorry. That's the coach. That's Glenn ringing me now, so you can blame him. He's ringing me now, trying to get
Glenn, leave him
the
off.
keys. But yeah, it's a lot more etiquette based. It's you know, wearing your suit. You know, we're learning Korean, your patterns and stuff like that. So that kind of a martial art stood to me as I came forward.
Yeah.
So hard work and respect will be the two things I'd say. Martial art, you know, martial arts just taught us. Like,
Were any of your family into martial arts?
my older cousin would have been. That's where he met his wife. He would have been into Taekwondo.
Yeah.
And that's where obviously my parents got the word of the club and then brought us to the club. That's where it would have started. But that's about it. Like, it wasn't, you know, my parents aren't really, you know, it was just we're living near to the place. Like.
Mm-hmm. And I know because your girlfriend Becca is like, you know, that I know as well. She's super supportive of everything that you do and all your fights and everything. And she's really big into, she's doing basketball, isn't it?
Well, yeah. So she plays for Leicester. Plays for the Leicester women's team, like, you know, so the Super League team.
Do you think? Do you find that?
Sorry.
Do you find that because she does sports as well and she does it kind of competitively, that she kind of understands the kind of demands that go with having like a boyfriend that's a full-time fighter?
Yeah, definitely. Like, trying, you know, although I still need to twist her arm and make her train when she's like that. Understanding that that's a part of your daily routine, you know, like she trains, I train, and when she's in season and I'm kind of fighting all year round, but I mightn't have a fight that as I said, it's been a year now, you know, half a year, like it's without a fight. So we might have patches like this, whereas she's in her off season now, but when her season's in, you know, she's in season, I understand she's training, you know, 2-3 times a week with the team, and then she has a game at the weekend and she's training on her own then on the side, and you have to understand that, and it does help when the other partner understands that. And they're doing it themselves, so it's not, they're not just kind of, you know, looking at what you're doing all the time. You know, she's got her own game to be worried about at the weekend, and it helps because they're not, when it's all goes to the psychology, when you're building it up in your own head. So if I come home and she's asking a million questions about the fight and stuff, I can't switch off, you know, whereas I come home, she's thinking about her own game as well. So obviously you still inquire about how's training about, but nothing too in depth. So it's a getaway, you know. She doesn't want to be talking about basketball and don't really want to talk about kickboxing, like, so it's nice that way, you know. And then it's again the psychology of it. When I'm fighting, I might be thinking to myself, right, get this fight out of the way, and then I'll be able to go and watch our game tomorrow. That's my psyche on things. I'm always trying to play the event down as much as I can possibly. I think when you build up and you let the hype get to your head, you're gonna crack under the pressure. Like, I love the pressure, but I don't build the event up in my own head. I play it down. It's only another fight. It's 3-minute rounds. You know, a piece of piss. I'm constantly just trying to break it down.
Excellent. Before I let you go, we've one more question from Zara. Damian definitely has the personality to make it in the big league. I wish him all the best moving forward. Thanks for the live feed. Before he goes, can you get him to tell us his Instagram? I want to keep up to date with his career.
Deadly, sorry. It's Damo_Darker 92. So DAMO_DARKER 92. Get me on Instagram with that, and then on Facebook, Damian Darker. You're not going to find another Damian Darker on Facebook. I don't think so, honey.
I'll put after this.
You know?
I'll post this interview, and I'll put the links up there as well for you.
Yeah, sweet.
So
before you go, do you want to see me? Do you want to see my dogs before you go?
Yes, give us an exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, Sadie. So, can you see it?
Oh.
So there's,
Hi, puppy.
so there's the little rat. That's Ollie, and then there's Bonnie, and then there's Sadie over there. Sadie, come here, baby.
Oh my God.
That's Sadie.
Is that a
She's having a big
pitbull?
stretch now. She's a staffy. Big dead head on her.
Oh, she is adorable.
And Ollie's the Chihuahua.
Ollie.
little shit. Ollie.
This is brilliant.
My dad just done a leg out of the room. That's why they're all looking at the door. Where's he gone? They think they're left with me.
Oh, no way. He legged it.
Bonnie. Come here. Bonnie loves the camera. She'll be barking now and say, who's that, Bonnie?
Hi, Bonnie. I turned into that annoying woman. Hi, puppies. This is actually a really good idea. I'm gonna every time I do this, I'm gonna be bring your animal on the screen.
Get the pets in.
Get the pets in. Oh my God, what a cutie. That is the best.
Should sit here.
So cute.
The baby.
She is adorable. How old
Big softy. I don't know. We got her from the pound, so I don't know. She has a bit of a grey beard. I think they were lying to us. He told us she was only 4 or 5 or something, but she has a bit of a grey beard, so I think they were lying to us.
Yeah, she looks a little bit older. She is so pretty. Oh my God, she is so gorgeous.
Yeah. The 3 of them are from the pound. They're all mad in their own little way.
That's so good that you got
they're all rescue dogs. Yeah, all of them are from the pound. The Chihuahua's the latest edition, and then the other 2 are we got them about the same time together,
No way. That is so. I must call over and say hello to you. Bring them down to the gym someday, and I'll come down. Yeah, 100%. That's what will get me over to the gym. Bring the dogs.
We need a lab dog. That's what we need. We need a lab dog. Get a Labrador. A Labrador would be quite fit.
Yeah. I'm telling you, absolutely. But listen, before I let you go,
Rebecca has a Labrador. I don't know if she let us have it. She has a Labrador. Sandy. I don't know. We might stroke over.
Before I let you go, just some comments there from Peter Carr. Damian, probably one of the best fighters I've seen around, and is a true legend. I wish him all the best of luck in his fighting life, and tell him he better give me a shout out in his next fight, or we won't be mates anymore. So there you go.
Peter's a legend. Peter's another guy now through the kickboxing, and he's gone far with the boxing, so he's focusing on his boxing now mainly. Peter's gone far,
so Peter
will be in the Olympics now. Peter's got serious hands on him, Wacko world champion as a junior and stuff. Peter's serious talent, punches like a man. So Peter's gone to the top. He's had to change from kickboxing to the boxing, but he's Peter's gone far. A few years now he'll be in the Olympics, and I say he'll have a big pro future, but he's not rushing it, which is the right decision. He's gone far though. Shout out. Cheers, Peter, for the shout
we should get him on the show, right?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Peter has some sick spoiler knockouts as well. Give them a share.
We'll have to get you on. Peter, send us a message onto the MMA Connect TV inbox, and we'll get you on the show. We'll do something with you. But very, very, very last question. Who should we be looking out for? The kids, the amateurs, who's coming up? Should we keep an eye on in K1 kickboxing?
Me?
You're too old.
I'm talking about making it here. I'm still on these domestic shows, and you're talking about these kids. Me, you need to be promoting me and getting me onto these big shows. So,
you're sewn up. You're on your way. I'm trying to promote the younger generation. Who should we be looking out for? You selfish beep.
That's it. Got to be selfish to make a few pounds from this. But I don't know. K1 and stuff is amazing though, and on the Irish shows, if you go and watch some of the kids, it's amazing, and that's what I like about when I used to fight kickboxing, it was more match shows all the time and stuff, and there wasn't a great atmosphere. And yeah, I love when you see kids on local shows here, and they start off starting off. It's still there. It's a massive occasion to them. You know, it's such a big thing for them, such a big deal. Although people mightn't be exactly watching the fight, you know, only their families, and then the rest of them are just probably getting their beers and stuff, getting set for the night. But to the kids, it's such a big thing, you know. And the court, you know, the adrenaline that's going through them. So it, like, that's what I was talking about with the martial arts. Like, they don't want to do it. They're nervous. They get in, they do it, and they feel that they've really accomplished something. So we love seeing when kids are on grassroots shows starting off the night. You know, it really helps them, you know, fourfolds their experience as far as going forward. Like, you can be the most talented kid, but if you've never been under those lights and experienced that, you know, and the same for the adults, you can be the most talented person, but if you've never experienced that, and that's why fight experience is invaluable. Like, that's why I want to be racking them up. You know, trying for a whole year and get, you know, 10 times better. But you need the experience of fighting, and it's the same for the kids. Like, that's why, you know, promoters, even when they're doing all pro shows, even, they should be still starting off the night, started off at 5 o'clock and get some kids in there, and just the experience is invaluable for them. But we have a few really good kids down the club and stuff, but like, I can't think of a name as far as a person that I'd be saying keep an eye out for other than me.
Peter Carr says Tristan Barrett, so we trust that. Maybe Tristan. I don't know Tristan, so I have to check him out.
Tristan Barrett, yeah, he's a friend of mine that I know through the kickboxing again. He's a good pal of mine that I've been training with. He's supposed to be fighting on the takeover now, next weekend. So, Tristan's fighting on the takeover. So maybe even give him a shout before that fight as well. Even maybe a small interview.
If you're talking to him, tell him to get in touch. And that's the takeover is King Kelly's show that he has. Yeah, sick.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Yeah, hopefully I can get matched on the takeover sometime. You know, because it's even this year something we were thinking of. We wanted to, but it just, again, the Cage Legacy just came to me first and stuff. But I had been on to King, and it is something that I love to do because it's a massive show.
Yeah,
so it is something
amazing.
down in the future.
Oh, we've only been to two. We've covered 2 takeover shows, and they were incredible. Yeah, really, really, really good.
Yeah, they are. They're really good.
Okay, dude. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the coverage, as always.
No problem. Do you have any sponsors or shout outs before I let you go?
Yeah, USN Ireland, and that's it at the minute. So staying to USN, but I'm open to sponsorships. Anyone wants to help me, I'm always available. I'd love any you know, kind of help that we can get, as we said about money and stuff like that. You're not making the big bucks now, so the grassroots pros, so to speak, are where, you know, we need funding hugely, you know, so because the fights alone aren't gonna help you. So any kind of sponsorship, food, nutrition, anything like that, any way anyone can help, more than welcome. We'd love it.
Good stuff. Well, fingers crossed. Well, they have the opportunity to help you now because they won't be able to get in touch with you in a few months when you take off. Only me. I'll have your secret number.
That's it. There'll be no one calling me after this video, and then I'll knock these 2 lads out, and
I'm telling you, there'll be a queue. Well, listen, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for taking the time.
No, thank you. Thanks, Emil. I'm glad we got it working.
And it's the first one.
Now because he's been ringing.
Glenn, do you think he let you off for bleeding a half an hour if I can help putting the pressure on?
I know. Yeah, 3:30. I told him I'd get the keys off my 3:30, so he's been ringing me.
Well, listen, I'll let you go. Give him the keys and tell him I said hello.
Yeah, I will do. All right. Thanks so much, Lydia. All right.
And David Wogadune just piped in there. Enjoyed watching this interview on the road to success, Damo.
Cheers, Dave. David's a legend as well. He's another one fighting CRC shows, another champion from that CRC promotion. So David's a legend.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Right, I'll let you go. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon, Lydia. Right.
Take it easy, mate.
Take care. Thanks.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.